As much as you can, you want to prepare for the trip ahead of time. That's going to minimize your stress.
Yeah. Healthy travel tips. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 62. Hello, welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I am John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that produce great water for your great wellness. Check them out at waterdistillers.com. Sounds like we're getting ready for a road trip.
Yes.
It is that time of year. I was just talking to a guy from Europe. They have holiday over there. And I think they take off for like 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know
in August.
Who works, but Anyway, it is a busy travel season. If you've tried to fly by plane this summer, it's been very challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So lots going on. I think people were kind of all cooped up and wanted to get back and start traveling after the COVID thing. So
yeah.
Anyway, so let's say we're going to go travel and we want to still be healthy, don't we?
We do want to stay healthy so we can enjoy the trip.
Yeah, that's right. And, if you have to pack for a bunch of people, maybe like you're the mom.
Yeah, I know how that is.
You know how that is. And you have to get ready for the trip. We'll talk about some of those tips today. Talk about mind, body, and spirit too, right?
Yes.
Because we want to stay healthy in all areas of our life.
Right.
So where do you want to start?
I want to start with the mind.
Okay. Good. The mind.
Yeah. So when you're planning for a trip, you don't want to get all stressed out because you want to have fun on this trip.
That's right.
Usually our trips are vacations, but you could have business travel. It could be not super fun, like maybe funeral travel or...
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but as much as you can, you want to prepare for the trip ahead of time. That's going to minimize your stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you are very stressed out and on the last day, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot this, or what about this? Oh no. And you're leaving home crabby, irritated, stressed out because you didn't get all these things done. You didn't take care of them. So in order to have the least stressful trip, plan ahead.
Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you stay tuned because we're going to give you all those tips.
Yeah. So first thing is, where are you going and what's the weather? Mm-hmm. What clothes do you need?
Yeah.
And plan your wardrobe. In fact, plan your outfits as much as you possibly can and repeat. You do not need one brand new outfit for each day unless you are doing like mud jumping every day and,
and don't have access to
cleaning.
Cleaning, right. I think also too, you can go online and search average temperatures for Minneapolis, June, and you can get an idea. But you should kind of plan contingencies for maybe that extra cold day or that extra hot day. Just, just in case.
Bring layers, that you can add on and take off as needed. One thing that really changed me was the packing book.
The packing book, the infamous packing book.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So what happened was, this is on the clothes. I overpacked for our honeymoon.
Yes.
I packed, I think, my entire summer wardrobe for a 2-week trip. And it was really a burden because there was so much luggage.
Just picture that airport, like 15 suitcases and this poor guy, the bellhop trying to carry them all. No, just
it wasn't that much.
Many,
it was just
you get the picture, though.
Yeah. And way too much clothes, not planned out, had really no clue how to pack and stuff. Yeah. And so I found this packing book which talked about how to pack carry-on.
Yes. So you don't have to even check bags.
Right. Because if you don't have to check your bag, you don't have to worry about it getting lost.
Yes.
You have it with you. You don't have to wait for the luggage. You can just get off the plane if you're going on the plane, you know, or if you're traveling by car, obviously you don't wait for your luggage. But if you've got a bunch of people traveling in the car, you don't want to overpack then either, because it takes up too much space.
Right. You know, we will try to link to that book. It may not even be in print because that was a while ago.
I know. I don't think it's in print anymore, but
we'll do our best. If it's not on the show notes, then you know it's out of print. But there are other books on how to pack efficiently, and you know how to really take minimal things. Right.
You want to take the right things.
Yeah.
Even taking a swimsuit when you don't need one takes up space. And we have done a lot of traveling. Mm-hmm. We went to Poland for 3 weeks on a mission trip, and we both did carry-on, and you even carried a drum set.
Yeah. Well, it was a little electronic thing. It was very small. But
But still, you put it in your suitcase.
That's right.
Put
every
it in your
square
suitcase.
inch.
And so we traveled, the entire family of 6 of us, to South Africa, all carry-on. Everybody had a backpack and
their little bag.
Their pull suitcase,
which fit in overhead. That's another thing. You want to make sure what you have fits in the overhead, and they have those dimensions published online as well at the airport site or airline sites. You know, the other thing about I don't know if maybe you were going to get to this or not, but like literally just planning out, you know, on Monday I'm going to wear green top and blue pants. Tuesday, I'm going to wear red top and blue pants.
What I would say is coordinate your colors so everything can be worn together.
But have the days, you know, lay it out so you know exactly, you have the plan and you know what to pack based on that as well. Oh, I need the red shirt and the blue shirt because, you know, you're going to be wearing those.
Exactly. And be packed a day ahead, except for like maybe your toothbrush, you know, the toiletries.
Yeah.
But pack everything up the day ahead. Then that day that you leave, there is literally no stress.
Yeah.
And you can spend time with maybe family members that aren't going on the trip. I've done this. I've had like coffee with my kids that weren't traveling with me, and it's been super peaceful, calm, and that also gives you a contingency in case something big comes up. You can handle it because you are all ready to go.
Right. Yeah. So all these are helping with your mind and your stress levels, because that can really cause problems.
Right. And just one note, kind of on the preparation side, on the spiritual, is pray for the trip.
Yeah.
Pray for safe travel. Pray for the goals of the trip. Is the goal of this trip relaxation and renewal, or is the goal a business meeting or agenda? Pray for that. If it's a funeral, pray for the comfort of all the people, including yourself, and that you can be a blessing to those people around you, and just God will provide everything. And I know that when I've been in like a tough emotional situation, I remember praying, just finding out some really bad news about a family member and going to church, and John was out of town and we were kind of at a newer church, and I'm like, Lord, just send someone to talk to me today. I just need someone to talk to. And yep, he sent somebody. They did not know they were an answer to prayer, but God just provided.
That's cool. That's cool.
It is really cool. So, pray about it, and have others pray for you and your trip, and your family or friends or who's ever going on a certain trip. Have others be praying for you too.
And definitely be praying for the pilot of the airplane.
Yeah.
That he does his job or her job well.
Yeah, I do always pray when we're taking off and landing.
Oh, when we're landing, it's just like, Lord, please don't. I don't know how those planes land the way they do, but anyway, they do it hundreds of times a day, so
yeah,
it must be okay.
Okay, I got to tell you this other story. This is sort of on the emotional side. My friend was traveling with her family of origin as an adult. They were all doing a road trip together, and she was concerned that it was going to be stressful emotionally with everybody there. So she bought everybody roller bottles of, there's Peace and Calming, Stress Away, and Tranquil.
Wow.
And she, gave people the ones that they liked. So everybody had one of those.
Nice.
And periodically throughout the day, okay, everybody, roll it on now. And if it was getting a little tense, okay, everyone, roll it on. And it just calmed everyone down.
That is
It
awesome.
was a nice trip. I mean, you could do that with kids too. Yeah. So just a tip on easing tension.
Yeah, and you can make those roller balls yourself.
Yes.
But you can also, Stress Away comes in a roller already if you want to get that. And we can link those over at the show page at Hunt4Wellness.com. It's episode number 62.
And that's a great small investment.
It is.
To make a trip go well.
Well, and also, if you have really, really small kids who get a little stressed out, put a little lavender on their feet or, something that will kind of just let them chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I've been doing that with our little grandbaby who's gotten fussy at times, just crying. I can tell she's tired.
Yeah.
And I just put a little lavender on me and a little bit on her feet and literally calms down in like a minute.
Yeah.
And it's just been such a blessing.
Yep.
To have those calming oils.
Absolutely.
So, okay, body.
All right. The body.
Yes.
I'm sure there's things that happen. How about for that upset stomach when you get nervous about traveling?
Yeah. Well, peppermint is really good. Yep. It's calming to the digestive system. Digize is another one that's supportive of the digestive system. So those are like absolute ones you want to travel with for sure, because, traveling can goof up the digestive system a little bit.
It can.
But if you've got eating restrictions, maybe allergies, gluten or dairy or whatever it may be, research ahead of time places to go that are friendly to those types of lifestyle diets that you need if you're going to a restaurant. And if you're going also in a country with a different language, find out or have it written out what is gluten-free or dairy-free in that language, so that you can maybe give that to a waiter or waitress so you're not going to be experiencing those troubles.
I know some people have printed those on a little card and they can just show it to the waiter or waitress, I don't know if they use Google Translate or if you can actually probably buy them for specific countries too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's great.
So also when you're traveling, car, plane, however you travel, and adults and kids, provide snack bags.
Oh,
for all the people involved, because then it's not like one person is dying of hunger and nobody else is. Yep. They can just eat something.
Yeah. Everyone has their own little stash.
Yeah, and they can decide when they want to eat. It doesn't have to be mom decides or, and then it just also takes a little stress off. We need to get food right now, or we need to find something right now, because often when you're traveling, you've got to be more flexible because you can't find a restaurant or a place to eat or the grocery store when you want it.
Bring water too, right? I mean,
yes.
Whether it's a couple big jugs and people have their own water bottles, but stock everybody up. Distilled water too.
Yeah,
would be great.
Love the distilled water. Some other supplements to take along is probiotics. Because it helps the digestive system work well, and it can easily get off, especially when you're eating in different places, different kinds of food, and especially when you go to a different country, there's just different bacteria in different places, and that can kind of upset things. So taking probiotics, and we've got a Life 9, which is really good. It is supposed to be refrigerated, but I think you can have it non-refrigerated for a little while. But also the MightyPro is for kids, and we take that along on our trips because it doesn't need to be refrigerated. It's like a little pixie stick, if you know what those are.
Yeah, that's why you really like it, is because it tastes like candy.
It tastes so good, but it doesn't have sugar.
Yeah. How about Digize? I mean, that would be something for your upset stomach, or if you're not feeling that great.
Right. Digize is great. Also, vitamin B. that helps deal with managed stress, which traveling, even though it might be fun, is stressful to the body. So vitamin B helps handle that better. Vitamin C is like boost the immune system, and D. So those are great to take along. NingXia is also really good. NingXia Red supports the overall body wellness, and we have that in packets, and we always take that when we travel.
Absolutely.
Because we want to stay well. And we do have a sheet on traveling with Young Living, which gives you ideas of what essential oils to take with you and supplements. And
is that going to be a download?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to go over to the podcast page, Hunt4Wellness.com, go to episode number 62, and we will have the download of the Traveling with Young Living it's got all kinds of the products on it. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. It helps you know what to bring and like the sizes and things like that.
Also, back to your planning ahead, make sure you don't wait until 2 days before to order this stuff, because things take time to ship.
Exactly.
So, maybe a month ahead, a month before your trip, order your stuff up so that you have it by the time you actually leave. Because how many times have we had that? Someone calls us, hey, do you have any thieves? Why? Well, we're leaving tomorrow morning, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. Maybe should have thought about that a little sooner, right?
Yeah, plan ahead so it's not so stressful. Also, if your wellness starts to go down, we've got the Wellness First Responder handout on like which oils to use. One thing is a raindrop technique, and I love to bring that on a trip just to like give my wellness a boost.
Yes.
By applying the oils, I can simply do it to my feet or the whole thing.
It's like a DIY spa, isn't it? It's part of your vacation. It can be very nice.
And I just took it on a little silent retreat that I went on. Gave myself a little foot raindrop.
Nice.
It was so relaxing. I slept so well that night. Just very, very refreshing.
Awesome.
So that is a great thing to bring on your trip, just for a great feeling experience.
Yeah, and the raindrop comes in a kit.
Yes.
So check that out over on the show notes page as well.
Yes. And so we'll have that handout too on the raindrop technique and how to do it to your
handout episode
yourself.
Here, isn't it?
Yes. And so then just the spirit. So that's like connecting with God and connecting with yourself and others.
Yeah. And what a better time to do that when you're on travel and you have some downtime.
Yeah, you have more downtime typically than normal.
Yeah.
And so that's a great time, especially if you're spending time in nature, to spend time connecting with God, worshiping God, maybe reading some books, some spiritual books, updating your prayer journal, reviewing your journal.
Yes.
And just taking some extra time.
Yeah. And we can't go without not promoting our self-care, natural self-care episode. That was, I think, episode number 16. We'll link that in the show notes as well, for just taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Those things you can do, having some extended time away and resting.
Yes.
Yep.
And along that, just connecting with yourself.
Yeah.
Just like check in with yourself. How am I doing? What have I been doing well lately?
Yes.
Is there anything in my life that I feel needs a change?
Yeah.
What are my goals this year? How am I doing on it? How am I doing on my long-term goals?
If you have internet access, you can go back to our episode number 4 on setting your wellness goals.
Yeah.
So we got all kinds of stuff for you to do.
Yeah. And journal, and if you have, and if you keep a journal, looking back on your journal, reviewing it, and but remember to be kind to yourself.
Yes.
And speak kindly to yourself as you would to a good friend. And then connecting with your travel partners, whether it's friends or family or business associates, spending time together. Keeping conversation open and real, especially, there can be challenges when you're traveling.
Yes.
Like you can not get along.
Yeah. I'm like, where are we going to eat? I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Right. So being open, being flexible, and also being willing to talk about a problem if it comes up. Like, how can we resolve this?
Yeah.
So that we can have a good rest of the trip together, and easily forgiving.
That is awesome. Well, these are some great natural travel tips that will keep you well and mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
So this episode of Hunt4Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that produce great water for great wellness and are great to take with you. There's some actually smaller ones you can actually take in a trailer or whatever. So there are water distillers for that. Check it out over at waterdistillers.com. And then, hopefully when we come back from our trip, we'll be all refreshed and ready for our next episode of Hunt4Wellness.